Welcome to Insightful Gaming. Today, we're diving into the Arc build for Titans. It is one of the most popular builds in Destiny 2 community. The Arc subclass has always been known for its raw strength and power, and with a rework in Season 18, this build has become an absolute steamroller. Pair it with the ultimate Titan exotic Heart of Inmost Light, and you'll be unstoppable. With constant uptime on all abilities, this build is incredibly versatile and can be paired with multiple weapon loadouts depending on the activity. There are fragments that make this build even more potent. If you enjoy this build and found it helpful, please don't forget to like the video, leave a comment below, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting builds and gaming content. Now let's jump straight into it. The key to this build is maximizing your ability uptime and using Heart of Inmost Light to its fullest potential. To start, use your thruster ability as much as possible to reduce the cooldown on your abilities. Use your Storm Grenade to dish out heavy area of effect damage, and then follow it up with Shoulder Charge to take out weakened enemies or blind entire packs of adds. If you're surrounded, use Thunder Crash to clear the area and deal massive damage to bosses. The combination of the thruster ability and Heart of Inmost Light will allow you to use your abilities constantly, making this build extremely effective in endgame content. Now, let's dive into the specific abilities that make this Titan Arc build so potent. First up, we have Thunder Crash, which is an amazing super for dealing massive damage to bosses or clearing out large packs of adds. This is especially effective when paired with the exotic chest piece, Heart of Inmost Light. Next, we have Thruster, which is a Titan class ability that has an extremely fast cooldown and can be reduced even further when used in conjunction with your grenade or melee abilities, thanks to the Heart of Inmost Light exotic. This ability allows you to quickly move around the battlefield, dodge incoming fire, and reposition yourself as needed. For our jump ability, we're using Strafe Lift, which allows for fast horizontal movement in the air, making it great for quickly getting from one point to another. Our melee ability is Seismic Strike, which allows you to charge forward and deliver a devastating punch that can break enemy shields and stagger enemies. This can also be combined with the Knockout aspect, which increases your melee lunge range and damage after wounding a target or breaking their shield. It also instantly begins health regeneration when you defeat a target with your melee, and instantly makes you amplified, increasing your damage output. Finally, for our grenade, we're using the Storm Grenade, which has become synonymous with the Arc Titan subclass. Thanks to the Touch of Thunder aspect, this grenade, after detonating, creates a roaming thundercloud that tracks nearby targets and fires bolts of lightning at foes, making it incredibly powerful for both clearing adds and dealing damage to bosses. Additionally, when combined with the Spark of Magnitude Fragment, it can last even longer, giving you even more opportunities to take advantage of its power. All of these abilities work together to create a gameplay loop that's all about constant uptime on your abilities, making this build incredibly effective in endgame PvE content. The Thruster ability is used to activate the Heart of Inmost Light exotic, which in turn allows you to use your grenade and melee abilities more often. This, combined with the Spark of Magnitude Fragment, allows you to constantly have your Storm Grenade available, which can be incredibly useful for ad clearing and dealing damage to bosses. The Seismic Strike and Knockout combination provides additional damage output and health regeneration, making you a tough, hard-hitting target. Moving on to the aspects that make this Arc Titan build even more potent, we have Knockout and Touch of Thunder. Knockout increases our melee lunge range and damage after wounding a target or breaking their shield. It also instantly begins health regeneration when we defeat a target with our melee, and instantly makes us amplified. This is incredibly useful for survivability and dealing more damage with our melee attacks. As for Touch of Thunder, it is an aspect that allows our Storm Grenade to track targets and fire multiple bolts of lightning, making it even deadlier. These aspects work together to enhance the build's damage potential and survivability, making it an absolute powerhouse in endgame PvE activities. The synergy between the abilities and aspects in this Arc Titan build creates an almost self-sustaining loop of abilities. With Heart of Inmost Light, Thruster, and Knockout, you'll have constant uptime on your abilities and melee attacks, making it easy to clear out enemies and deal massive damage to bosses. The Touch of Thunder aspect makes the Storm Grenade even deadlier, and when paired with Spark of Magnitude and Spark of Shock, it can chain lightning to multiple targets, making it great for ad clearing. And with the Thunder Crash super, you'll be able to deal large chunks of damage to bosses or clear out a large pack of adds surrounding a champion. Now let's take a look at the fragments that make this Arc Titan build even stronger. The first fragment is Spark of Magnitude, which increases the duration of our Storm Grenade. This means we can deal even more damage and have more uptime on our grenade. This pairs perfectly with our Touch of Thunder aspect, which allows the Storm Grenade to track targets and fire multiple bolts of lightning. The combination of these two fragments creates a powerful and deadly grenade that can take out groups of enemies with ease. The second fragment is Spark of Shock, which adds jolting functionality to our grenades, making them even more effective at clearing out groups of enemies. The jolts chains from target to target, dealing damage to multiple enemies and generating more ionic traces for us. This pairs perfectly with our Spark of Magnitude and Touch of Thunder, creating a deadly combination that can take out large groups of enemies quickly and efficiently. The third fragment is Spark of Recharge. While critically wounded, your melee and grenade energy regenerates more quickly. This pairs well with our Thruster ability and Heart of Inmost Light Exotic, which both reduce the cooldown of our abilities, allowing us to use them more frequently. Finally, we have Spark of Resistance, which increases our overall damage resistance while surrounded with enemies. Feel free to swap this with another fragment if you feel you have enough survivability. This means we can take more damage and survive longer in tough situations, making it easier to complete endgame activities. This pairs perfectly with our Thruster ability and Heart of Inmost Light Exotic, which both reduce the cooldown of our abilities, allowing us to use them more frequently. Overall, these fragments work together to make our Arc Titan build even stronger, with our grenades and abilities dealing more damage, generating more ionic traces, and providing additional super energy. The synergies between the fragments, aspects, and abilities create a powerful gameplay loop that is both fun and effective. Now let's talk about the armor mods we're using to further enhance the effectiveness of this Arc Titan build. On the helmet, we have Bountiful Wells, which spawns more elemental wells for you. On the gauntlets, we have Elemental Ordnance, which spawns a matching elemental well when you kill an enemy with your grenade skill. Moving on to the chest, we have Seeking Wellmaker, which makes it easier for us to collect elemental wells. By using this, the elemental wells travels to you. This is incredibly useful as we are generating a lot of elemental wells with this build, and having them last longer and drop more frequently means we have a steady supply of ability, energy, and healing. Overall, these armor mods work together to enhance our abilities, increase our damage output, and make us even more effective in endgame PvE activities. On the boots, we have Melee Wellmaker. Powered melee combatant final blows spawn elemental wells matching your subclass energy type. This is another way for us to make elemental wells. Finally, on the Titan mark, we have Font of Might, which increases your overall damage. Overall, these armor mods work together to enhance our abilities, increase our damage output, and make us even more effective in endgame PvE activities. And there you have it, one of the most popular Titan Arc builds in the Destiny community. With its constant ability uptime, powerful gameplay loop, and deadly synergies between its abilities, aspects, fragments, and armor mods, this build is a force to be reckoned with in endgame PvE content. Whether you're taking on tough bosses or clearing out hordes of enemies, this build will help you do it with ease. So, what do you think of this build? Have you tried it out for yourself? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more exciting builds and gaming content. Thanks for watching.